Hello and welcome back to more Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Spirit of Justice. For the last episode, we had our second day of investigations for the Rite of Turnabout, and today we'll be heading to trial for the second time and attempting to overturn the guilty verdict, which we already got 2 episodes ago. So, let's just see how this goes, I guess. May 12th, 9:34 a.m., High Court of Rite, accused lobby. Apparently the camera was off-centered a little bit, because it just shifted slightly to the left. Anyway, Maya looks exhausted, but I can't blame her. Nick, I was thinking about it all day yesterday. I never properly asked you to defend me, did I? It doesn't matter, I'm on this case till the bitter end. I know, that's why I wanted to officially ask you for your help. Bit late on that one there, Maya. You got it, Maya, let's do this. We gotta wrap this up and get back home so you can make your dream show come true. The Steel Samurai vs. the Flume Punisher. Oh, dear God. You bet! Ugh, great.
You look as if you did not sleep last night, Barbed Head. It is written all over your face. How can you expect to put up a respectable defense like that?
I'm all fired up and raring to go. I guess Maya's not the only one looking exhausted. Rite doesn't seem in the best spirits herself.
Go ahead, feign confidence now while you are still able. For I will see to it that your last rites are read to you this day.
Yeah, sure thing. Heh, guess it was just my imagination. Ready, Nick? Okay, Maya, let's head on in. Alright, day 2 of trials for the Rite of Turnabout. Let's hope that this case has a good conclusion, because up until this point, kind of been mid-tier. Anyway, court is now in session. All rise. Now then, if everyone is ready. The defense is ready, Your Majesty.
The prosecution is ready. Let us begin without further delay.
Oh, no prayers this time, Prosecutor Sanmati?
I already offered my prayers for the latest victim during my visit to the crime scene, being that the accused has already been found guilty of the first murder. Let us hasten this trial so we may put this dead lawyer walking out of his misery.
I could not agree more. In yesterday's trial, the accused was already found guilty of murdering the High Priest. And today she will be tried for the murder of his disciple Praise a Lot. Now then, Prosecutor Sanmati, your opening statement if you would.
Certainly. The accused has now slain 2 of the most devout clergymen in Karinism. Even the lowest level of hell, the hell of tickling, would not be punishment enough.
But then, what terrible fate awaits her?
I mean, would it be having to replay Apollo Justice? I mean, that's a pretty bad punishment right there.
There she will suffer the endless punishment of Jagger by the Goblin of Polmoten. Furthermore...
Enough! My blood runs cold at the mere thought that such a terrible place exists.
I was going to ask for a translation, but on second thought, ignorance is bliss. Let's just pretend it's a magical land where you have to replay Apollo Justice Ace Attorney for the rest of your life. That's the only game you can play. Just that.
Now then, please continue. Minus the part about the terrible hell awaiting the accused.
As you wish. The victim of this heinous crime was the High Priest Disciple Praise a Lot. He had been training under the High Priest while living at the priest's home.
I have met him a number of times, and he seemed like an earnest young man. How tragic he must meet such a terrible end.
The murder occurred at the Plaza of Devotion during the Purification Rite. It was a bold crime carried out while the plaza was full of the faithful deep in prayer. The Warbad dagger was found impaled on the victim's upper back. The stabbing caused a spinal cord injury that killed him instantly.
Ah, the Warbad dagger! Let it kill his weapon of choice!
We have already established that the accused prints were on the weapon. Incredibly damning evidence in itself.
No, I didn't do it!
Hold your tongue. Now, being that the accused Maya Fey is a serial killer, the prosecution believes that the death penalty is the only possible sentence.
Would your defense care to respond?
The accused is innocent and nothing can convince me otherwise. After all, the crime scene was packed with worshippers. How could my client possibly have committed this murder without a single— Exactly!
The accused's fingerprints on the murder weapon alone is enough to render As such, I see no need to debate this any further.
Of course you wouldn't. But.
Wait, well, once a benevolence conducts a seance, it will be clear for all to see.
Your Majesty, might I have a word?
Is something the matter, Prosecutor Sanmati?
It is about the
Oh?
Your benevolence!
Stop right there, Prosecutor Sanmati. As you wish. Forgive me for overstepping my bounds.
What was that all about? I'm sure we're about to find out.
Barbed Head, have you made peace with your fate? For this time, the divination seance will bring you to your knees.
Uh-huh. Because it hasn't happened the first 3 times you tried it. Or 2 times. This will be the 3rd time. That's why I said that. I'm ready and I accept your challenge. The only problem is I have no weapons at my disposal. Our only hope now is what we can glean from the seance vision and Rafa's insights.
Very well, the division seance, if you will, please.
Yes, let us begin. Nana, pocket internet.
It is kind of comical just watching pocket internet slide off the screen.
O Holy Mother, we hold this divination seance in your name. Let the eyes of everyone here be clear, and our ears be unstopped. O dance of devotion, guide the victim's soul to me, so that we may receive...
I didn't mean to skip that, but we've heard it twice already, so... You know, I can't imagine... Do I want to skip this? Because on the one hand, it's awesome. On the other hand, it lasts a long time. And I don't know how long the trial is going to be. We'll let it play. Why not? It's a cool scene to watch. What? Wait, did I miss something? What? Shouldn't we be in the thing? Or did it not work? Oh, is that what he was trying to warn them about? I don't get why wasn't there anything to see.
Your benevolence, what in the world?
I was unable to evoke any sort of response.
Okay, so the first 2 times you tried this, it blew up in your face. Now it's literally not working. Maybe take the hint.
Just as I thought.
Wait, what does he know about that we don't?
I had sought to confirm the contents of today's divination seance. After all, it is customary for the prosecutor to verify it beforehand.
Come to think of it.
And that is why I sought to stop her benevolence from performing it here. However, she insisted that it be done. She wished to try one more time here in the Hall of Justice.
It would appear benevolence is tired from my manifold duties.
I am not anything of the sort. The victim's spirit will not answer my call, but I know not why. It is my sacred duty to convey the truth through the divination seance.
Rafa.
What are we to do without a divination seance?
I suppose I shall have to deliver the last rites without them.
Oh, boo-hoo. Whatever shall you do. See, I'm conflicted. On the one hand, it's a really cool mechanic. It was really good in the first case. But that stupid wind guard just didn't work, and it was really annoying, so... But hey, at least now we get to see what happens when the prosecutor doesn't have a divination seance to fall back on.
I am fully capable.
Oh, I'm sure. Yep, I'm sure of that.
Oh! You never fail to impress,
Does he? This is bad. The divination seance. Well, I mean, he certainly failed to impress when Apollo took him on, which is pathetic. But you know, the divination seance was my one and only hope. Your Majesty of Benevolence said she isn't tired, so shouldn't we try to find out why the divination seance failed?
How curious, Mr. Wright. Why were you suddenly taking such a keen interest in divination seance?
Yes, explain yourself. The divination seance is for shedding light on unaccused crimes. It is the Holy Mother's hammer of right that is ever poised to pound you into your gravel.
Sorry, grape. I read the exclamation mark as a L, even though I knew that said grape. Whatever.
You should fear and not plead for it.
I believe in my clients. Plus, yesterday somebody told me something that changed my mind. If we were to correctly interpret the visions through careful analysis, then they would lead us to the truth behind what really happened, as did so in the first case. And the truth will show that my client, Maya Fey, is innocent. The truth is you don't have anything else to fall back on, huh, Nick? Yeah, well, neither is the prosecution. Maya, please, you're not helping.
How dare you? The voice of Emily Thomas to be feared, not utilized by vile lawyers such as you. Seances exact a heavy toll upon the royal priestess. It would be best not to burden her any further.
Okay, but why would it have failed?
Or does the defense feel that it can pose no
Oh, that's funny coming from you. No, of course not. He saw right through me. I'll have to find a way to make the divination seance happen over toast.
Well, since the divination seance is not possible this time, I've seen no other choice. Let's proceed with the trial.
Thank you, your majesty. Why, I will not forget this, barbed head. This will not be the last you see of me.
I hope it would be the last we see of you, but unfortunately,
I'm not gonna get that lucky, am I? Now then, I will now proceed by providing an outline of the case at hand.
Very well, so lead detective would please
Emma Sky? Emma Sky? Emma Sky!
Sorry, Mr. Wright. Detective Sky, I understand how you wish to save the accused in the defense. They are your friends, after all, but you must let them go and move on.
But what?
There is only one way to save them now, by giving their souls the chance to burn away the taint of their sins in the infernal flames.
I can't do this.
Oh, no meeting in the Sacred Hall of Justice.
Miss Sky! Oh yeah, you two never met, did you? I forgot about that. They would have had no reason to meet. Because Emma was only in the first game, and that other thing that I think I might have accidentally played once at some point in my life. I don't know. The details are kind of fuzzy. For some reason, I just can't seem to remember that thing. I don't even remember what it was. What was it called? Apollo Justice? Is that what it was called? I don't know. Something like that. But yeah, she was only in the first game, and Maya wasn't around when Emma was our assistant, so yeah, they would have never met. Huh. Interesting. Don't worry about me and Nick, you just do your job. I'm sure Nick will figure something out eventually. Right, thanks, Miss Fey.
How very brave for a criminal with a tainted soul. Very well, Detective Sky. Please proceed.
It is going to feel so good when we finally prove this sack of shit wrong. Okay, I can do this. Let me start with an overview of this case. Alrighty, time for our first testimony of the day, starring the one, the only, Emma Sky! The latest victim was praised a lot. He had been training under the High Priest and living in his house for the past 2 years. The High Priest widow, believe in me, that's such a dumb name, has identified the victim's body. And... how did she do that exactly? Did you have any sort of identification on him?
I see, well that certainly makes sense. Will the defense gotta respond?
I didn't spot any inconsistent testimony so far. No, more like just details that need to be clarified. I don't have any evidence in my arsenal. What am I gonna do now? What is it, Maya? I was just wondering about how much the police actually looked into Acolyte Zealot, because it just might prove to be the key as to why the divination seance failed. What are you getting at? Well, it's just a hunch. Wait a second, during investigation, Rafa told me about how the divination seance works. If I could figure out why it failed, maybe she could try it again. Okay, now to press for some more information. Okay, High Priest would believe in identifying the victim's body by using what means? Was Mrs. Emmy's positive ID the only way you verified the identity of the victim? Huh? Well, no. We also checked the ID card he carried in the data in his family registry. But what? His personal information didn't match any of the public records that we cross-referenced. Okay, well that's why the divination seance failed. Yeah, exactly. I'm not sure what you mean, Mr. Wright. Well, if you don't know the name, here's what I'm thinking. His address was wrong. Praise Law is a fake name. I like the idea that somebody unironically names themselves Praise a Lot. The victim decided to hide his identity for some reason. In other words, he was using a fake name. The real priestess used the deceased's face and true name to summon their spirit.
Why, yes, that is indeed true. If he was using a forged ID and there was no mention of him in our public records, then he was likely an illegal immigrant. They are not uncommon here in Karayan.
What? That's not the case at all. Doesn't he have the tattoo on the back of his neck? Where's that photo? Is this the photo? Well, okay, so it's a photo of a tattoo, but isn't that just the same tattoo that we saw the other day? Yeah, that's just the same tattoo but upside down. So no, he was definitely a local. Please try again. A legal immigrant. Come to think of it, Rafe mentioned something about immigrants yesterday.
If that's the case, we have no way of knowing who he really is. We have to proceed without holding a divination seance this time.
Ah.
I always thought that Akala said it was Chinese. Oh well, how the High Priest must be lamenting his sister's deception in the Twilight Realm. Well, Mr. Wright, what do you think? Should we doubt this?
Absolutely add to the testimony. I'm gonna call bullshit on that right now. This is an important fact. Let's add it to the testimony.
It would seem to be a fact most inconvenient for the defense. But if you insist, Detective Sky, please add what you just said to your testimony.
Yes, Your Majesty.
He was leaving. We don't know his real name. That's the thing, though. That's where you're wrong. This is a tattoo there that seems to be something that the Chinese have. Sorry, Detective Sky, but the police missed something important in their investigation.
Huh? What are you talking about?
The very victim was undeniably a Chinese native, and this crime scene photo proves it.
It does?
It's a little hard to see, but look closely. You'll see clear proof that the victim was Chinese.
Where? I don't see anything that would prove that.
I do. This proves the victim was Chinese.
Take that!
Look at this tattoo right here.
Why's that a tattoo of a peach?
I would like you all to think about the meaning of this tattoo.
Oh, the victim really liked peaches?
Well, peaches are...
Just turn it upside down, you idiots.
They happen to be a personal favorite of mine.
Just turn the picture upside... Nick, I suddenly got a craving for peaches. After the trial, mine. Not right now, we have bigger fish to fry. Unfortunately, that is not a tattoo of a peach.
It is not a peach, you say? Then what is it?
Take a closer look. Haven't you seen something like that before? Namely, the tattoo on the High Priest's brow.
Oh my!
What? This mark is only borne by members of the Chinese clergy.
So that is what you believe it to be, but are they not utterly different shapes?
Sure, they are shaped differently, but there's a reason for that. The victim had the peach-shaped tattoo inked over an existing tattoo for some reason. However, the dark red portion is exactly the same as the mark all Chinese clergy bear.
Hey, you're right!
I told about 20-some odd years ago, everyone did get one, didn't they?
That is entirely too much information, Your Majesty.
And information on everyone who enters the clergy is maintained at the temple. All we have to do is look up a monk with a mark in the same spot.
I'm on it. I'll let you know if I get any hits. That will not be necessary. If you seek information on the clergy, I have it all right here.
Of course you do.
Oh my, you never cease to amaze, so tell us, is there anyone who fits the bill?
There is just one, and his name is
Oh my god, you people just don't stop! So, we dealt with Praise a Lot was the fake name, but this one is the real name! Ha funny joke! Please laugh at our name puns! Ha ha ha! Comedy gold! Oh my god, the name puns are so obnoxious. Like, here's the thing, the series has always had name puns, right? Like, that's just been a thing throughout the whole series. But they've never been this blatant. I mean, come on. So, now that we have a real name, can we try the divination seance again?
But why would he try to cover up his tattoo with another one?
Yeah, that must have been some reason.
Nick, that's not important right now. The important thing is we know his real name.
You're right. Your Majesty, now that we know the victim's real name, the divination seance might finally work.
A lawyer is unwillingly seeks a seance. This is entirely unprecedented.
Yeah, well, so is everything about my presence in this country.
You are but digging your own grave, Defense.
We won't know that until we try. Sure, it's risky, but it's our only hope.
Very well, let the division seance be held once more.
Do I have to watch the cutscene again? No.
Why would a lawyer work so hard to see the divination seance be held once more? You are a fool, Barbed Head, and your foolishness shall yield no gratitude from me. But with the truth revealed by my insights, I shall gladly seek your demise.
Bring it on, princess. Because I will correctly interpret each and every one of your insights.
You will regret ever thinking you could use my sacred insights as evidence.
What? Isn't that the whole point? That you use them as evidence to prove your point? Don't make me watch the cutscene again. Okay. This time I'm gonna skip it because we already saw this within the same episode. I think I'm justified to skip it this time. because it was literally within this same episode. Can we all agree that I'm justified in skipping it this time? I think so. I think we're good. I think I'm good this time. Anyway, okay, this is what we're getting at the first time. Ginjal? Oh, isn't that the smell of the thing? Isn't that the thing we were smelling yesterday? Wait, hold on a second. No. Wait a minute. Didn't Believe say something like, a statement feast of blessing held the day before the rite. Family photo was taken to believe the blessings customary to take for these are only prepared during the feast starts at noon on the day before the rite and must be finished for 3 p.m. the same day. Where's the autopsy report? That's not the one. We don't have the other one. Okay. When was this? Okay. So this is allegedly the day of the rite, correct? Or like the night of the rite? But that doesn't make any sense. He shouldn't have been able to smell that if that's the case. Hold on. Wait, it's been 3 seconds and you're already wrong. You're already wrong. But all we could see was the ground. We don't need to see anything else. We gotta focus on smell, buddy. We gotta focus on smell.
You seem terribly disappointed. I take it you did not find any thought of one of your infamous turnabouts? Oh, but I did. I, on the other hand, have discovered something. Conclusive evidence of establishes the accused's guilt. Oh, have you now? You did?
A most surprising surprise attack. So tell us, Prosecutor Sabani, what is this conclusive evidence about?
The Plume Punisher's theme song that the deceased heard. Please consider this item here. It was confiscated from the accused during your interrogation. Hey, it's my Plume Punisher strap! When you press the magnetom on the Plume Punisher's belt.
Ah!
It seems the accused inadvertently pressed the button in the midst of her crime. The strap is an extremely rare item, is it not, Miss Faye?
You better not break it! There's only one of those in the whole wide world! Maya, no. She sure seems to be enjoying this. Yeah, but I've never seen her look so thrilled before either.
It is time to accept the fact that divination seance is far more than mere evidence.
That is as conclusive as evidence can get. No further objections.
Slow down there, your majesty. At least let me make a counter-argument.
What's this? Do you take issue with?
Of course I do. Oh, I have issues with it. No, I do. Oh, I know what they are. Has never stopped me before. The narrative is not the absolute truth. It has only becomes the truth after it's been interpreted correctly.
You do not know when you are beaten, do you, you foolish lawyer? I am the only one who speaks for the Mitam of the deceased. If you believe there to be errors and masons, unless you prove it.
Oh, with freaking pleasure. Insight. Okay. What do you got for me, buddy? Rafe is insight. I gotta find something that where you say that it was the night of the rite.
The victim was offering up his prayers. It was the night of the rite.
Nope. That's where you're wrong. That there be where you're wrong.
That's everything the deceased experienced in his final moments. Her benevolence's insights have painted a detailed picture, both vivid and true.
I didn't notice any holes there. As they stand now, those insights are really stacked against us. I'll just have to go over each and every one of the deceased sensations very carefully. Okay, so it was the night of the rite. Though it's dark, the pattern on the plasma was visible, but you should not have been able to smell Ginjil.
Objection!
Now, assuming that's correct, is the game going to accept that answer? Was it really the night of the rite? It looks like it accepted the answer. It didn't break this time, like it did the last time.
What do you mean it could not be otherwise? The accused slew Acolyte Zealot after killing the High Priest during the purification rite.
The only problem is that the sea spirit does not corroborate that.
What's this?
Take a good look at what the victim smelled. See where it says Ginjil? The Acolyte Zealot shouldn't have smelled any Ginjil on the night of the rite.
What do you mean?
Let me back up my statement with some evidence for you. Oh, this believe, where the thing where believe says, like, when the thing... I can probably show the photo, too. But this is more direct.
Take that!
The High Priest's wife, Believe in Me, told me about the Feast of Blessings. The feast includes a number of Ginjil-based dishes. They're only supposed to be served at a certain time the day before the rite.
Why, I believe you're right. I had completely forgotten about that.
During the feast, the unique smell of Ginjil pervades the entire kingdom. The fact that the victim smelled it means he was murdered between noon and 3 p.m. the day before the purification rite. Also, I didn't point it out yet, but I'm a big fan of the objection. It sounds like just a remaster, or not a remaster, but a variation of the Dual Destinies objection theme, but it still sounds great.
I am not so easily fooled. Did that autopsy report not make it clear? The estimated time of death was during the rite.
Oh, right, I taught her about that yesterday. Forgive me, your benevolence, but the estimated time of death is just that, an estimate. Depending on the circumstances, it's possible for it to change.
What's this?
Like if a body was kept cold, the slow rate of decay makes the death seem more recent.
Why, I believe I have heard something of the sort before. If it is as Mr. Wright claims, the estimated time of death in Altus will have to be revised.
Alright, that's one step down. We got a lot more to go, I'm guessing, but we're making progress.
Barb Ted, you blinded me with science.
Sorry, what am I apologizing for?
No matter. The murder may have occurred in the afternoon hours of the day before the rite. Nevertheless, the murder weapon with the accused prints on it is incontrovertible evidence. I will now amend my insight to account for this new truth.
Insight revised. Victim's offering was prayers. It was night of the rite. No, it was the afternoon of the day before the rite. They were a bit dark. The pattern across the ground was still visible. Oh! Wait a second. Wait. That makes another problem. That just pokes another hole. That pokes yet another hole in this. Okay. The time has been correct. Yeah. Whatever. There's still another problem. So because Oh wait. Oh, I know. Oh. Okay. Alright, I just connected a lot of things in my head. Okay, so... Oh, that's actually really smart. Okay, so... Where's that newspaper? The newspaper... Verification... Okay. Where is this? Okay, they're right there. The thick white ice that froze the ground from the inner segment of the Plaza Devotion until yesterday has melted. If he was actually there, and it was the afternoon before the rite, like it says right here, then he should not have been able to see this. He should not be looking at this pattern on the ground. Unless, stay with me now, he was looking, he was actually here, because that is the same pattern as what we see here, and there's two handprints there. That is so goddamn smart. Oh my god, that's incredible. It's such a small detail, but that is, oh my god, that's amazing. Okay, I'm assuming I'm right, but that's too much of a coincidence for not to be. Okay, so, will I just present the ground? And you know what? That's why we found blood there yesterday. That is why we found blood there directly in front of that thing. The change in the date and time of the crime has caused a new inconsistency to surface.
What's this? You are making that irritating face again. Cease that at once.
Sorry, but this is the face I was born with. Now, let's focus on what is important, what the victim saw in his final moments.
You have bats in the belfry, Barb. There's nothing to see.
Exactly. There should be something to see. We should be seeing ice. And that's what I find so strange. On the day before the rite, it should have been impossible to see that pattern on the ground.
Impossible, you say? Do explain.
This piece of evidence shows why the plaza's ground was not visible that day. This newspaper has an article that is tiny in size but huge in importance. It says that the ground was covered with thick white ice the day before the rite.
What? But...
The victim did not see so much as an ice cube on the ground.
Exactly. And so we must ask, what was the victim looking at in his final moments?
If you have something to say, then say it.
The last thing the victim saw was not the ground of the Plaza of Devotion. This can only mean that he was killed elsewhere.
Then why do you propose the victim was actually killed?
Yes, tell us where, otherwise your argument is worthless.
About that. I hadn't gotten to that part yet. Oh, no, but I did. Any ideas, Maya?
Let me think. Well, it's somewhere green and shaggy, right?
Right, but where could that be?
What is it, Barb Dad, giving up already?
Not at all. Now, where have I seen something big, green, and shaggy? This shows where the victim was killed. This secret hideout the rebels were using.
The rebel hideout? There was no such place anywhere on the floor of that chamber.
You're absolutely right. There's no place on the floor anyway.
Then what did the victim see in his final moments about the floor of the rebel hideout?
This is what the victim saw in his final moments. The shaggy green surface the victim saw was one of the moss-covered stone slabs. As you can see, there are two distinct hand-shaped impressions in the moss here. I believe the victim was killed while he stood there with his hands pressed against the slab.
That does agree with the seance's vision. However, one cannot definitively declare they are one and the same.
I concur. There is no proof that a murder occurred in the rebel hideout.
Indeed, what evidence do you have of this?
I have already shown you the evidence.
What do you mean?
Please take a look at the second version of the photo that I just showed you. You can see the results of the luminol test I performed in the rebel hideout. This is proof positive that someone had been bleeding in front of that stone slab.
Is this true?
This information has already been provided to the police.
Knight of Sky, to whom does this blood belong?
We thought it was the High Priest's blood that flowed in from the outside, so we haven't tested it yet.
Then you must do so at once.
Yes, Your Majesty.
It appears that the police have finished testing the blood. Detective Sky, your report, please.
The blood found in the rebel hideout belongs to Praise-a-Lot, just like the defense claims. Detective Sky, do you realize what your blunder has done to me? When this trial concludes, I want to see you in my prayer chamber. There, I will deliver a joyous sermon unto you for 8 hours straight.
I'm really sorry, but please, anything but that. Nick, maybe, just maybe, this is the chance we've been waiting for. Yep, it would seem so. I hate to do this to Emma, but go for it. It's full speed ahead. The victim was killed in the rebel hideout the day before the purification rite. Then his body was moved to the Plaza of Devotion by someone we'd yet to identify. So when we thought we saw Acolyte Zealot praying during the rite, he was already dead. Here's the pursuit music. This is a bit early for the pursuit music, though. Like, it doesn't feel like we've had any major revelation. Like, we've discovered some big stuff, but usually they save the pursuit theme for the really important stuff. Anyway, here we go. Oh, the snow! Oh, that's right! Oh, because the snow was missing! Right, we have the, where? Yup, we had that chunk of snow that was missing. And that's what they used to keep the body Yup, that's it, that's what it is. The proof of which was left behind in the sanctum. This points to how the time of death was made to appear later than it actually was.
Why are these photos in your sanctum?
I'd like you to focus on this one. The proof is right here in this photo. This is how the time of death was made to appear later than it really was. Do you see how the snow has been removed from this one spot only? That's because it was used to keep this victim's body cold. And that's why the time of death wasn't what it seemed.
The time was mistaken, and that place too. Just what do you believe that proves?
That my client is innocent.
What of her fingerprints on the dagger and the plume punisher theme the victim heard? You have failed to address these two key pieces of evidence.
I see your point. Wasn't this your big chance, Nick? I'm really hoping the data difference in location can invalidate either the weapon or the theme song from being used as evidence against you. Well, that would invalidate it would definitely invalidate the theme song. Because there was an alarm clock in the hideout that plays the theme song. It's not impossible, at least for one of them. Really?
What's this? You can say you contradict our argument for our key piece of evidence.
Yes.
Very well, let us see you try.
Nick, take a good look at the rebel hideout photo. The defense can invalidate this piece of evidence. And music! Yeah! Since murder happened in the rebel hideout, there's something there that played the theme song other than my client's strap.
It wasn't the strap, is this true?
The item that played the Plume Punisher's song was this. This is the Plume Punisher alarm clock. I believe the victim heard its alarm go off.
What proof do you have the alarm went off?
Which proof do you have that it was my client's strap that played the theme song?
Either way, the accused would still be guilty based on her prints on the murder weapon. And here's what really happened.
Ooh, revised insight. Victim solving up his prayers. The victim stood with his hands on the stone slab in the hideout. It was the afternoon of the day before the rite. And one more? Oh no, it's just the rest of it.
Though there have been some twists and turns, that is the truth of what happened.
I won't give anyone until I can eliminate the dagger. So we need to prove that the murder weapon was something else.
What's the first of your benevolence? I see no inconsistencies anywhere in the prosecution's case.
No. There is one.
What's this? You claim there to be an inconsistency?
Try as you might, the outcome will always be the same.
Okay. It wouldn't be the smell again. We've already proved Plume Punisher theme. We've already disproved 2 of these 3 things. So heavy. I mean, the statue isn't unless you're trying to push the statue over. It's not really heavy. Well, okay, so that's another thing to say. I mean that if you just have your hands against the thing, you're not gonna have a sensation of heavy. So unless you're trying to push it over, like to knock someone else, then it would feel heavy because you were actively trying to move the object. That's what I was trying to say, but failed miserably to do so. So, but why would it be heavy if you're just... Wait! Oh, that's it! That's what we're missing! Okay, so... The statue! That's why there's blood on the statue. That's why there's blood on the statue. You see those little daggery things there? I bet you the reason why there's blood on those things is because what happened. Do we have a map? Yeah, the map. Okay, so the statue rotates around, right? So what if the reason he put his hands on the stone slab wasn't just for the lulz. It was because it was pushed over towards him to try to crush him. And then, in an attempt to stop it, he put his hands on it to stop it from crushing him, but it pushed him backwards, and he fell onto the statue, which impaled him from behind, and then somebody else took the knife and put it in there to make it seem like Maya killed more than one person. Boom! There we go! That's what we're missing. That is what we are missing. So then, we'll just present heavy, I guess? Touch, okay.
Objection!
The victim was originally thought to have been stabbed while bent over in prayer. But he was actually standing with his hands against the stone slab. So the question is, where did the sensation of something heavy come from?
I see your point.
Since the victim was standing, he couldn't have been held down.
Tell us, Mr. Wright, what was that heavy sensation felt by the victim?
What caused the heavy sensation until it fell? Any thoughts, Maya? I agree that I did turn consultation off, right? It seems like Maya is being unusually helpful. Where's the thing? Settings. Yeah, it's off. Okay. God, what happened if I turned it on? They're already giving me enough hints as is. What would happen if I turned consultation on? I agree, but that sense of heaviness seems important, but there's also the matter of Zilt's hands on the stone slab. Why were they even there? Could it be related to the cause of the heavy sensation?
Well, Mr. Wright, do you have an answer for us?
Of course. If I just envision the state Zealot was in when he was killed, the cause of the heavens that felt the victim was the falling stone slab, the culprit jumping on him. The only conceivable cause is the stone slab falling over, trapping the victim underneath.
What?
Oh! The stone slab came falling down on him, crushing him underneath! Right, that was the cause of the heavy sensation the victim felt.
While your theory is impressive, you have overlooked a key fact.
Is it gonna be, what, let me guess, the cause of this was stabbing? Nope, but I didn't overlook it. That's the thing, though, I didn't overlook it. Oh, yeah.
Or do you claim the dagger was plunged in after the slab had fallen on him? Plus, had the killer been behind him, they would have both been crushed together.
Well, would you care to explain?
With pleasure. Sure, I loved it, doesn't mean I can. How could the dagger have been plunged in after the slab fell on the victim? The killer couldn't have plunged the dagger into the victim after the slab fell on him. But what if the murder weapon wasn't what we thought it was?
Well, there were other weapons in the rebel hideout. But the entrance to the hideout is right by the stone slab. There is enough space between the two to use any of the weapons found within.
Yeah, there wasn't much space for the entrance either. So what was the real murder weapon? I better think of something. If the murder weapon wasn't the dagger, then the dagger must have been plunged in the victim mouth for It means he was stabbed at least twice, but the autopsy doesn't mention that. Then he must have been stabbed in the same spot with something shaped like the dagger.
Would the defense care to offer an explanation sometime this century?
Wait, wasn't there something dagger-like at the scene of the crime? Something that had a shape similar to the Warbad dagger? So the hints aren't as direct as they were in Dual Destiny. They're still there. Like, they still don't have that much confidence in your intelligence. But, you know, they're not as bad. They're not directly telling you, hey, present this piece of evidence on this statement. But it's you know, it's still kind of present.
Present your evidence at this time, Mr. Wright.
This shows what really killed the victim, the statue in this photograph. Maybe I should have presented the diagram that shows that it can be rotated.
Is this not the photo from the scene of the High Priest's murder? Are you suggesting the murder weapon is hidden herein?
This is what really took Praise-a-Lot's life. The statue right here.
Take that!
But that is
The Warbad statue?
Exactly. The Warbad statue has dagger-like feathers protruding from it. That is what really took the victim's life. Now it's time for the pursuit music.
Objection!
It's not as epic as Keep Pressing On from Dual Destiny, but it's still pretty damn awesome. Haven't you heard? The Warbad statue also functions as the hideout's door. The statue can pull a complete switcheroo.
A switcheroo?
To put it simply, it's a revolving door. Yep.
a revolving door? Well, that makes perfect sense.
Therefore, I believe the truth behind the divination seance to be this. As the victim entered the secret hideout, the stone sculpture came toppling towards him. He threw above his hands to stop it, but its weight forced him backwards. Unfortunately, the Warbat statue was right behind him.
This cannot be.
Oh, but it is. That's the thing, though. It is. Oh, here's the swell of the music. Oh, this is awesome.
But the accused fingerprints were found in the dagger.
She had held it while rehearsing for the Rite, which is when her fingerprints got on it.
This is a shocking turn of events, but there is a great deal of circumstantial evidence in the defense's favor. I believe we must accept that the Warbat statue was what killed the victim.
Warbat statue added to the court record. Here we go. Now that we know how Acolyte Zealot really met his demise, there's no basis for claiming my client committed this crime. Nice work, Nick!
How can this be happening yet again? The divination seance is the only truth.
No, your benevolence, it's not the truth itself, but it is a means for shedding light on the truth. Do you understand now? Your kingdom needs lawyers so that they can interpret your insights.
But that means I have been misinterpreting the voice of the spirits all this time.
Yes, you have!
Your benevolence, are you unwell? All the color has drained from your face.
I'll be fine. Continue your proceedings without me.
As you wish.
Bye! See you later! I feel kind of bad for her. Oh, do you now?
Now then, I will have the defense continue. Please explain what you have learned now that we know how the victim actually died.
Acolyte Zealot was killed in the hideout before the High Priest's murder. That means the body found in the Plaza of Devotion was moved there by the real killer. But only after the Warbat dagger was thrust into him, to make it look like the murder weapon.
That does seem to agree with what we don't now know, but why would the real killer go to such lengths?
I believe stabbing Acolyte Zealot's body with the dagger moved to the plaza was to make it look like a serial murder. It was an attempt to make my client look like a serial killer. That's right, the real killer planned all of this. This forged serial murder case.
They did?
That's it, Nick, keep hammering away!
Your reasoning has more holes in it than cheese you foreigners so enjoy.
What?
Like those putrid, horrid clumps of curds and only a rat like you could love.
Only a rat like me, Jesus.
Your reasoning much like your putrid, horrid brain is putrefied.
What's this deal with things going putrid?
You have yet to overturn my argument that the accused is the killer. A careful analysis of the chain of events up to the killing exposes the truth as follows. Disguised as Lady Kira, the accused found the rebel hideout the day before the Rite. But Acolyte Zealot has followed her there after noticing her suspicious behavior. Caught by surprise, she pushed a stone slab toward him, and we know the rest.
You really think Maya was able to knock over that stone slab? Seriously? I don't think anybody could, well, I don't think anybody in this case could have done that. Maybe that's a rebel. Maybe he could have done it. But I don't know that anybody in this case we know would be strong enough to do that.
Caught by surprise, she pushed a stone slab toward him, and we know the rest.
I've never been to the rebel hideout in my life!
When the High Priest arrived at the... oh. That is when the accused murdered him in order to silence him.
I believe prosecutor saw body and posed a compelling scenario. The defense, on the other hand, has yet to disprove the accused's guilt.
Why would my client move Acolyte Zealot's body to where everyone else could see it? And why would she stab the dagger with her fingerprints into his dead body? She had no reason to do any of those things.
The dagger in his corpse was likely a warning to the rebels. Something along the lines of Lady Kira will slay the defiant dragons.
So that is why she moved the body for the prosecutor to see.
Now has the judge convinced too? I thought I finally made some headway.
Well, Mr. Wright, are about time for one of your groans of distress, is it not?
A groan of distress? Kills me to admit this, but I got nothing to counter his argument with. And I still haven't disproven the allegations against Maya.
Is it not time to end your futile struggle? You were already judged guilty yesterday. That makes you a dead lawyer walking. Accept the death that now awaits you, and doing so finally know peace.
A dead lawyer walking indeed. Then again, are not all lawyers who practice in Karayan? But I must admit I misspoke earlier. Allow me to amend my statement. I had said the defense's reasoning had a putrid cheese-like smell. But now I realize the stench was from his own putrid body on the verge of death.
Now I'm a rotting zombie. Think, who could have killed Zell the day before the Rite? Wait. Okay. I just thought of something. And it's a little insane. But what if it's him? Because it would have had to be someone who knew about the hideout, right? And nobody else in the case would have known that. And he also would have needed to have access to everything else. it's an insane theory, but it's about all I have left. And I know it has very weak evidence, but I don't exactly have any better ideas here. Wait a second. Only a rebel would have known about the secret hiding. The only person who was involved with the Rite had access to the sanctum was suspected of being a rebel. Okay, I think the game's pointing me in that direction. Did something come to mind? Yes, except there's one huge problem. A huge problem? Well, if the problem is that he's dead and can't testify, I have a solution. Channel a spirit, like we did in Trials and Tribulations.
What are you two going on about, plotting your escape from the Sacred Hall? I would not put it past you, considering you have no means to raise further objection.
If I don't do something, Prosecutor Somebody will have this one on the bag. I'll just have to blow up my way out of this, regardless of that huge problem. Your Majesty, I believe there's another suspect in Praise-Alet's murder.
Even the most benevolent Holy Mother would not forgive such a desperate lie. After all, you know very well such a person does not exist.
No, there is one person who knew everything.
Does such a figure truly exist? Tell us who would that be?
I believe the prime suspect in Alet's murder is, believe it or not. Get it? See what I did there? Accidentally, believe it or not. Trust in me.
Take that!
It had to be someone allowed to enter the sanctum and who knew of the hideout, and that would be the High Priest. He could have committed the crime if it occurred the day before the Rite.
You would pin a crime upon the dead, knowing very well they tell no tales? Have you no shame?
If only the High Priest could tell a side of the story. What? Do you have something on my face? Wait a second, could this actually work? Oh no, tell me I have some of my breakfast cup between my teeth? No, if there's even the slightest possibility, I'll have to go with it. Your Majesty, dead men do tell tales. Therefore, I would like to request the High Priest's testimony.
His testimony? How do you propose we get the deceased to testify?
There's a way for the dead to testify. It's known as spirit channeling. Summon him here by means of spirit channeling.
What did you just say?
Spirit channeling? Is this lawyer finally gone insane? This is sacrilege. May the Holy Mother strike him down.
Peace! I am frankly astonished you even know of such a thing. But spirit channeling is a secret art that only your eminence Queen Gawain could perform.
Yeah, see, that's the thing. And yeah, I don't worry, I'm fully aware of the parallel here to the DL6 incident. But the difference there is that that was channeling the victim to try to tell us who murdered him. But this is channeling who we think could have been the murderer. I suppose as much that means our only hope is Maya Fey. It's okay, Nick, you can tell them. But Maya, I thought you wanted to keep it a secret here in Karine. Don't worry, it's not like it's against the law or violates some religious precepts, for once. I don't think we'll be punished, at least I hope not. But this is a crucial period for you. It'll decide whether you become Master of Karine. We don't have any other choice now, do we? If I'm found guilty, it'll be a lot worse than not becoming Master of Karine. Alright, thanks, Maya. Actually, there is someone here who is capable of channeling spirits.
But even Her Benevolence Princess Rafa finds the divination seance to be a challenge. Who could possibly have a greater spiritual power than she aside from the Queen?
Get ready to have your mind blown, buddy. That would be me!
Are some sort of joke? Even the royal priestess think he was such a feat.
Peace, I say! Is this true? Is the accused capable of performing the secret art of spirit channeling?
Well, yes. Yes, I can. Now, Your Majesty, we'd like your permission to begin. Your Benevolence.
This is an outrage, I say. First you make a mockery of the dimension seance, now spirit channeling. Still your voices. Barphead, spirit channeling is the most sacred and secret of arts. Are you prepared to face the consequences of what you propose?
Yes, I am.
Your Benevolence, are you saying you approve of their use of spirit channeling?
I will judge whether their claim is true. If this is but another of their lies, they shall be executed on the spot.
Very well then. Your Benevolence? One of the accused accidentally calls forth an evil spirit.
Do you truly believe the foreigner is capable of channeling spirits?
Oh, no, but I wanted to be sure as I am responsible for the safety of all present.
Well, an experienced practitioner could inevitably call forth a dangerous spirit. But do not fear, for I have a Magatama of parting. With it I can send spirits back to the twilight room by halting the flow of spiritual power.
That is a relief indeed.
These foreigners have thrown down the gauntlet. Let us not shirk from their challenge. We must prove them guilty and deliver their last rites. Do I make myself clear, Prosecutor Samadi? Perfectly, Your Benevolence.
Very well, the accused may channel the High Priest spirit. But first we must take a short recess to prepare. We will resume as soon as the preparations are complete. Until then, the court is adjourned.
Wow! Our first trial that's split into 2 parts! This is a new one. Okay, that episode was pretty damn good. That was actually really, really strong. The deductions, like the amount of reveals that were there, they were all so genius. Oh my god, that was so good. That was so good. Okay, this case is getting a lot better, and I can't wait to see how that. I mean, it's gonna be tricky territory. They're not gonna have a whole lot of room for error, but I can't wait to see how the spirit channeling goes. Okay, that'll be it. So thanks for watching. Stay tuned for next time. Hope to catch you all tomorrow for some more Phoenix Wright, Spirit of Justice, and what might be the finale of the Rite of Turnabout. Goodbye.